So basically, to explain, I'm a locksmith. Been doing it for 8 years, 8 months almost, roughly. So I'm not super experienced or seasoned in this job yet, but I'm beginning to learn roughly all the aspects. I'm decent at lockpicking and basics, but I am very new when it comes to dealing with clientele. And in this kind of job, you deal with all sorts of people. Obviously, security is a big concern for most people nowadays, but there are a special kind of people, and there always has been a special kind of people that are paranoid. And that's fine. So paranoia comes with reason, usually bad experiences or whatnot, but it's usually never healthy. And right now I'm doing a job for a lady who claims that the Jewish Mafia is after her. A little context, I don't know a lot about Mafia or crime syndicates in general, especially where I am. I'm in Canada, Ontario. I know there's some mob activity, there always has been, like any major city, but I don't think there's a significant Jewish mafia that I know of around here, but that's besides the point. Basically, she told me that her husband, I don't know what exactly they do for work, but her husband went off and cheated however long ago with a Jewish woman, and shortly thereafter, this Jewish woman, this harlot that he cheated with, passed away from she died strangely from how she worded it. And take in mind, this is all the accounts of a very paranoid woman, a very troubled person. She claimed that this Jewish woman died, and now this Jewish woman's connections with the Jewish mafia has sent this mafia after this paranoid woman, the wife of the man who cheated, because she believes that they think for some reason she has to do with this woman's death because she was jealous or whatever. She's crazy. Not only that, she told me all sorts of other things about attempts on her life. She claimed that people are continuously breaking into her home. She recently renovated her second floor bathroom, and the man that installed did all the work, the man that did the work on her bathroom had connections with this mob and was hired to infiltrate, do the work, and then know how to break in and try to kill her. So she said that someone broke into her house while she was out at the grocery store, through the window on the second floor, and then waited for her until she got home to try and kill her. And she said that she got home and she noticed that someone was in the house, so she called the police and said that, this was gonna happen. And that's just one time. Another time she said that she was traveling. I guess she's some kind of teacher or something, or she's studying somewhere. Just she was traveling in her home country, and the mafia was sent after her in her home country, which has no geographical relation to anything she's claiming, so the connection is flawed. But she said that they came after her in her hotel and poisoned her drink. She noticed she was poisoned, so she called the local authorities and she took an antidote or something. And another time she said that she went to the grocery store to buy milk. Luckily she buys organic milk, which is a small selection as she worded it. And someone at the grocery store knew that she would buy said milk, and it was also poisoned. And she explained in great detail to me that when she noticed that it tasted funny, she looked and it had a strange green hue, an obvious sign of poison. And she again called the authorities and got some kind of antidote or whatever. Like, And that's just 3 of the stories or so that she told me. I was in there for an hour, maybe. Yeah, I was in there for an hour, and all I did was take off one, like, front door kind of grip set thing. And to paint a picture of her home, love the old home. Every single door has some kind of locking mechanism or another, whether it's a slide bolt or a chain slide bolt. Every knob has a locking key to it, if not a deadbolt. So the work that I'm doing for her now is I'm swapping out her current entry grip set because she thinks that it's compromised, that someone has a key. She's convinced that someone has a key, and now she wants me to change that. So I have to go back to the shop to get a tool so I can change the keys for all of her other deadbolts and locks on all of her other entrances. So she has like a garage door and that enters from the outside into the garage, and then another door within the garage that enters into the home. She wants both of those deadbolts rekeyed, and each door, so out of the 4 entrances, she wants a different key for each entrance, which it doesn't make sense. From a security standpoint and a safety standpoint, if you lose the key, then you can't get into part of your house. And every key is different. Like, it's not Fort Knox, it's a residential home. But she is mentally incapable of comprehending that her paranoia has taken hold. Like, that's how bad the paranoia is. And this isn't a unique story. There are lots of people, unfortunately, that have this level of paranoia, if not worse. And she is definitely the worst I've seen firsthand, but I've heard stories from other locksmiths that I work with, guys that have trained me, that have told me much worse stories. And even my mother has told me stories of people that she's met that have like a severe case of paranoia. Like, they are convinced that someone, if not something, is after them. And it's like schizophrenic almost. Or it is schizophrenia on a very low level. Like, and you feel bad. Like, obviously you want this person to feel safe in their own home, and you want to do a job for them, but you feel like you're stealing from them, basically, because I'm doing work that I know is unnecessary. And I gave her options and told her, I could do it like this with only one key, or I could do this and it would be secure. But she is very specific that she wants certain things done in a certain way, because she believes that people can easily get keys for her home, which, it's not true. Like, residential homes aren't necessarily the most secure thing, but what random person is trying to get into a person's home at any time? And if they are, they're not just gonna find a key magically, they're gonna break in anyway. But the real issue is that she's convinced that she is the center of all of this hoopla, and there's a mafia after her because her husband decided to be a douchebag and cheat on her with a Jewish woman, as she claims. I'm not trying to portray that she's racist or anything like that. I genuinely think she's mentally ill, and because she would mention these things and mention Jewish people or Palestine and random things like that, and then she apologized. She's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're not Jewish, or if you are, I'm not racist. I don't mean any offense." This kind of thing, and I know that she genuinely means it. There is a part of her that has reason and understands to a degree social norms and stuff, and then there is the unreasonable paranoid part of her that is in such confliction. But this is the kind of person that 3 or 4 months from now, she's going to have some kind of episode, some kind of situation where she's convinced someone's broken in or someone's trying to get her, and she's going to call us back wanting something changed or something more done. And it's not just lock work that she's requesting. She already has a security system in her home, and there's another guy from our company that I work with who was also there for part of the time, so he kind of understands, that was quoting her for different camera security, motion detectors, that kind of thing. So this is gonna cost her thousands of dollars. I don't know what is falling in the back of my van, but it's a lot, and I'm concerned. It's gonna cost her a crazy amount of money And from what I understand, I think she's separated from her husband, and we've already gone through this whole drama where we quoted her something and we thought we were going to do it, and then her husband came in to the shop and he's like, I'm not paying for any of this, she's crazy. But now that they're separated, I don't really know how it's going to work out. All in all, this is one of these unfortunate situations, and it's a kind of a tough call. I don't make the call. I'm just the worker. I just get told what to do, and I go and install stuff. But like, personally, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do a job like this for someone. You'd feel bad. Like I feel bad already. I'm gonna try and do what I can to save her money, like time-wise. But like, it costs her a fortune, and she's just gonna want it changed anyway, or she's not gonna think it's enough. And it's either we can say no, that's all we can do, and then she goes somewhere else, or she thinks that we're trying to get her killed and we're in on it. We're part of the Jewish Mafia or something. Like, it's just sad. So, word to the wise out there, if someone really is after you, I guess, it's unfortunate, not funny, but like, I can't do anything for you. I'm a locksmith. And I hope that this woman can find the help that she needs, which is a therapist and maybe a loving family member, not a cheating husband, that will take her into their care and teach her that she's safe and that she can trust someone. Because that's the other issue, is she clearly doesn't trust anyone, like, to a degree. Obviously, she trusts us to install the security stuff, but there's people from even our company that have come out and done quotes for her work for her that she no longer wants to talk to. Like, there's a guy that originally went out and did the quote, and for some reason or another, she's like, I don't trust him. I don't want to talk to him. And that is just a small sign of the fact that she has severe paranoia and trust issues, and she's slowly, strategically cutting people out of her life, whether because of their own bad decisions, how they've wronged her, or now her just being paranoid. She's cutting people out slowly because she's convinced that they're after her, that they have bad intentions for her. And whether or not they do, it's not healthy. And she's going to be someone that ends up alone, locked away in her house with 1 million locks on her door, and all of this money that she's paid just because she, it's sad. It's a mental illness, it really is, and she needs help. And I almost want to just go, lady, a lock's not going to fix your problem. You need Jesus, or you need a therapist, or a friend. So while I'm doing the work, I'm just kind of sitting there listening to her and nodding my head and trying to, not just brush her off, because I get that her concerns are genuine in her mind. I don't know. All I think I can really do now is listen and do the job that she's requested, and give her all of the kind words and the words of assurance that this is enough, this will do, and hopefully she finds someone else that is with her constantly in her life that can bring reason and understanding back to her. That's it. I was blown away, and it just made me think that I should say my piece on it, and I guess I'll have an update if anything else happens. Yeah.